Cameron had to rush us into a war with Syria because the anti-war movement is growing and more people are understanding the nonsense that they're spouting. That what they're doing in Syria is not on our behalf. So not in my name! 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 We are many! My name! Not in my name! Not in.
We have been under attack because we are right, because we have been proved right, because our power is growing politically, because they are afraid of the way the Labour Party is going under Jeremy Corbyn's leadership. And with our unity, with our strength, this movement, which has been the voice of the conscience of the British people for so many years, will go on in 2016 and go on fighting until we impose a policy of peace on our criminal rulers. Thank you very much.
Why are we here? It's not about Corbyn. It's not about Caroline or the Green Party and Stop the War. It's about Cameron and the war.
What is the latest figure of refugees in Syria today? 4,288,672 and counting. And what is the UK's commitment judged against that? 0.005%. Refugees are not welcome here, according to Cameron. Refugees are welcome here, according to us. And why are they internally displaced? Bombing, whether it's Assad, whether it's ISIL, whether it's bombs. It doesn't matter whether it's got the US names on those bombs. It doesn't matter whether it's got the Russian names on those bombs. It doesn't matter as far as the Syrians are concerned whether it's got the French or the UK names on those bombs. The bombs will kill. And it is to recognise that there is far more that unites this movement than divides us. Stop bombing Syria!
Thank you very much indeed, Shara Ali, Deputy Leader of the Green Party. And it's no surprise that because we know how the government rhetoric on this has changed. When they argued for this war, they said that we had weapons that were so accurate they wouldn't kill civilians. And then as soon as those bombing raids had started, we heard from the government, well, actually, there may be civilian casualties. Those are inevitable in war.
What's left in Syria to be bombed? Nothing left, believe me. What's left in Syria is full of rebels, full of bloods, full of agony for the Syrian people, and definitely this bomb will make it worse. More than 300,000 people got killed so far.
And now, brothers and sisters, I have an important message to read out to you all. I want to thank the Stop the War Coalition and all of you here today for standing up against this government's decision to join yet another war in the Middle East, this time in Syria. The anti-war movement has been a vital force at the heart of our democracy. The attacks on it as somehow illegitimate are an attempt to close down democratic debate and campaigning. Stop the War has organised the biggest demonstrations in British history. It has led protests and lobbies in every part of the country, including by military families. Most of all, you have called it right over 14 years of disastrous wars in Afghanistan, Iraq and Libya, when many of your most vociferous critics supported them. A large majority of all parts of the Labour Party, including the membership, MPs and the shadow cabinet, last week opposed this government's determination to extend UK bombing to Syria. Intensifying the war won't protect our security or help the Syrian people. It risks doing the opposite. The only way to beat ISIS is through a negotiated settlement of the Syrian civil war. We in Parliament will hold this government to account for the conduct of the campaign and step up the pressure to bring the conflict to an end. But for that we need your support and campaigning. Thanks for everything you have done, your internationalism and solidarity. We can and will bring these wars to an end. Jeremy Corbyn, leader of the Labour Party.
Can't we learn from history? For a year and a half, America and Britain have been bombing already ISIS. What is the result? Mosul is still the second largest city in Iraq under ISIS. Nineveh, where Christians used to live, now it is a Christian-free area there. I was last month in Iraq and I saw the absolute horrible situation there. And they still believe by bombing they want to stop the war. I tell you something, one party is winning, the warlords and those who are exporting and importing arms. Those are the winners in every occasion. And the world is watching, and the religious leaders are watching, and the politicians are watching. You know why? Because the business of war is still profitable, and the business of peace is not. And we should make the turn to make peace a profitable business. God bless you.
Scotland says no to the bombing of Syria. It has been expressed in the many vigils, rallies, demonstrations, meetings, lobbies that have taken place like they have up and down the length of the UK against the bombing of Syria. It's expressed in the 57 of the 59 Scottish MPs voting no to the bombing of Syria. It's expressed in those MSPs who joined We Stop the War Scotland on the day of the Westminster vote to stand with us to say no to the bombing of Syria. And it's expressed by the Scottish TUC who called for all MPs to vote against the bombing of Syria. The message is loud and clear. We stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters. We stand with our Muslim brothers and sisters. We oppose every act of Islamophobia and racism. We oppose every racist newspaper and TV headline. I want to congratulate Robert Gordon University in Aberdeen, who this week revoked the honorary degree from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not welcome in Scotland. Parliaments do, the streets can undo.
They're making the same mistakes over and over again.
I'll tell you where there is no moral authority. There is no moral authority in Downing Street. There is no moral authority among those 66 Labour MPs who shamefully voted for war against the wishes of the vast majority of Labour members and the vast majority of their constituents. And there is no moral authority in those who go to the press and complain about what Stop the War is doing. We are doing the right thing as we have done in the past, and we will do it in the future. But they are using Islamophobia, they are using the plight of the refugees, they are using all these things in order to whip up support for war. And they know that their case is unravelling. They know that more and more people in this country realise that they are lying about wars, and they know that there is great unity within the movement and that an injury to one is an injury to all. Let's stop this bombing and let's create a world where we end racism and we end war.
In a week where it was announced that 100 libraries have closed in the last year as part of this We're All In It Together austerity budget. They can find untold financing for bombs and for war. This is a government that's got its priorities wrong. We say books, not bombs. Stop bombing, start funding education. And the third part of our discussion was about the narrative. The narrative that the government is creating now, that if you are against bombing, you're a terrorist sympathiser. That if you're critical of what this government is doing, you are a potential extremist. And it's a very, very dangerous narrative because it's creating fear and it's creating confusion in our schools. It's creating a situation where teachers and young people are scared to debate what's happening in the world.
I'd like to welcome some young friends who have a special message for you. Please show your appreciation from our young friends here today.
I want to thank Stop the War for organising this demonstration against the disgrace of people that have been bombed. They've been bombed by Assad, they've been bombed by the Americans, they've been bombed by the Russians, and now we're told we have to be bombed by the British not to be left out. And I tell you the consequences of those bombs. Refugees. And the truth is, they have money to send planes and bombs to attack people, but they turn round from that very house in number 10 and say that refugees are not welcome here. And our message, refugees are welcome here. If you've got money to bomb them, then we have to open up the doors and let them in. And every bomb that has been dropped on Syria has also opened up the question of racism and discrimination. Racists here have attempted to bomb East London Mosque. And the truth of it is as well, if they want to talk about the question of fascism, why don't they talk about Marine Le Pen in France, who is a real fascist, who attacks Muslims for praying in the street as the same as the Nazis, and she's got a chance of being elected president. Do not tell us with your hypocrisy why you leave people to drown, to freeze and bomb them, that you have the moral right to tell us how to behave. I'm proud that Jeremy Corbyn, of his first act, was to come in a demonstration to say that refugees are welcomed here. He should be congratulated for that.
But to those politicians who haven't learned the lessons of previous wars, haven't learned the lessons of the bloodshed abroad, the disenfranchisement here, who ignore their supporters and ignore their constituents at their peril. You can play your distraction tactics. Say you're being bombarded by emails and phone calls, but that is nothing compared to being bombarded by RAF airstrikes in Syria. That is part of the democratic accountability process. Those politicians are trivialising the reality of the killing by Assad, the killing by ISIS, the killing by the USA and France, and now the killing by our own UK government. And to the critics, we say this: we were right on Afghanistan, we were right on Iraq, we were right on Libya, and we are right on Syria too. This is not a sect, this is a movement. Look at the thousands of people who came out today. Keep marching, keep up the fight, solidarity.
I'm here not only representing Momentum East London, and not just as somebody who's marched with you and somebody who supports the great work done by the Stop the War Coalition, but I'm also speaking here as somebody who used to live in Syria. Now, we went into wars blindfolded, we went into wars sleepwalking, into Iraq, into Afghanistan, into Libya, and now into Syria. Has it reduced terror? Has the war on terror made us any more safe? Tens of thousands of people have died due to our sleepwalking war in Syria, but we can undo the direction that this country is taking. With the support that we have here for Stop the War, with the support that Jeremy Corbyn has generated amongst lots of young people, as long as we're working together, we can change the opinion that people hold in this country. That's why they're attacking Jeremy now, that's why they're attacking Stop the War, because finally we have something very, very effective in this country. Let's keep working together, let's try and make a place which is safer for us and safer for people like Manhal back in Syria. Thank you very much.
Now our final speaker comes from Waltham Forest. It was in the news because that was where there was the scandalous anti-war demonstration. There was branded intimidating, there was all smears and lies. A peaceful demonstration that brandished post-it notes to stick on the Labour MP's constituency office. Sophie Bolt.
Now, a lot of people say that truth is the first casualty of war. The warmongers say bombing makes us safer. They say that the bombing will defeat ISIS, but we know that this is a lie. Bombing only fans the flames of terrorism and kills innocent people. The media peddle these lies for the warmongers. They say that the anti-war movement is a small bullying rabble. How wrong they are! Across the board, we've had to peacefully protest time and time again against the real fascist attack that we face from organisations like the English Defence League, who've targeted our community year on year on year. We have stood united and peaceful, demonstrating against that fascism, and we will continue to do that. We have built a united and progressive movement in Walthamstow against war, against Islamophobia and against racism. And that is strong, and we are not going anywhere. We will not be intimidated by the media, by the warmongers, by the warmongering politicians and by the racists. We are on the side of humanity, and we will keep peacefully protesting, and we will win.
Thank you very much indeed, Sophie. Solidarity to Walthamstow, and thank you to all of you who've come down here today to demonstrate for peace.